Welcome back. Breaking out of Iran right now, the new man who leads the Iranian Quds Force, now that Qassem Suleimani has been killed by U.S. forces, is repeating his country's calls for revenge against the United States. So what happens next in this ongoing conflict? Kiron Skinner is director and Toby professor at the Institute for Politics and Strategy, as well as a former policy planning director at the State Department and a Fox News contributor. She joins us now. Obviously, no surprise that Iran is threatening the United States. The question is, will there be allies of the U.S.? Will the U.S. be able to cultivate allies in this ongoing conflict?
You're asking the question of the hour, because without a maximum diplomacy campaign, and that's what I'm calling it, to accompany the maximum pressure campaign, I don't think that the Trump administration can be successful in realizing whatever objectives it has in Iran and Iraq and the greater Middle East, because there's so many important actors. It's really time for all hands on deck. The Europeans will be meeting in just a few hours, the EU, the NATO Council, to consider their options, to work their many channels throughout the region, the Middle East. We have the Gulf states that we need support from. The Saudis have made it known that they were not informed before the U.S. Took down General Soleimani. We also have the Emirates that we need support from. You just look around, there's so much that needs to be done. The Iranians have on their side Yemen, Lebanon, and Syria, key forces there. We have Israel, but we need many others. This is a very serious set of objectives to bring our partners together, because the Iranian footprint is global, and we cannot do it alone. We have an overwhelming military force, but the diplomatic side of this is central, because even in our own Western Hemisphere, Iranian proxies are present. We don't know where they will strike.
Yeah, Soleimani is going to be buried tomorrow. That's going to be a huge show, if you will. There will be tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of Iranians out in the streets shouting death to America. But America is not universally condemned by the Iranian people. I mean, there are a great number of them who wish they could get a new government.
Absolutely, and that process was well underway before we took down Soleimani. And also, we have a lot of friends in Iraq, and that's important to know, that there are pro-American forces, pro-Western forces in both countries. And Iran has a robust and very active expat community in the United States. So it's not a clear-cut death to America for Iranians. That's what we'll see on the images, but the reality is that many people in the region want governments that are more responsive to their needs and that are more representative politically.
So very quickly, you don't take too seriously this vote by the Iraqi parliament to kick out U.S. forces?
Oh, absolutely. I take it seriously. I also take seriously the fact that the Iraqis have said that the Iraqi leader, that the United States was in violation of its terms of military presence by striking Soleimani's convoy. So we've got a lot of diplomatic work in Iran, and I thank you for mentioning that. For Iraq, we have a lot of work to do in Iraq if we're going to stay there and be a part of the broader Middle East.
Plenty to do throughout the region. Kiron Skinner.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.